I know you, I can feel you with the green of soul. It's more than empty dreams and promises. It's not infecting me no more. When all I say to you is dead and gone, you won't be feeling me no more. I know you, I can feel you with the green of souls. When you're not looking at me, I feel so slow. When all those dreams of all our memories, there's nothing alone and one. And thoughts of you just bring me down inside. I sing it with the green of souls. I know you, I can feel you with the green of souls. When you're not looking at me, I feel so slow. What? Get your hands up. It's more than empty dreams and promises.
All right. One more time. Let's do it again. All right, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification. Like the video for the content. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining me on the listening room. My name is Eddie Booze, and my guest today is a native of Baltimore, Maryland. She's a multi-talented singer, songwriter, music supervisor, actor, performer, and more. Her passion for the arts launched her into headlines at the ripe young age of 7 years old, with performances in local plays and state competitions garnering her critical acclaim. She began her professional music career at the age of 17 as the lead singer and founding member of the all-girl group Love Her, which was the first female group to ever sign with the legendary hip-hop label Def Jam Records. My guest also embraced film, television, and the stage. She remains driven, never letting any obstacle discourage her faith or passion to be successful in this ever-demanding entertainment industry. My guest has had acting and musical appearances on BET, MTV, TRL, Soul Train, BET Black College Tour, and the Lady of Soul Awards. She has written soundtracks for films such as Illicit, starring Vivica A. Fox, David Ramsey, and Dean Cain, now available on streaming platforms, and has since worked creatively on films with entities such as Fox Television and OWN TV on many amazing projects. One titled David Makes Man, which was executive produced by Oprah Winfrey and Michael B. Jordan. Her most recent accomplishment was becoming the music supervisor for a new TV series called Pump, starring Ray J, Michael J. White, McKinley Freeman, and Jennifer Freeman. Pump is airing now on Urban Flix TV. Ever growing and always positive, my guest looks forward to continuing her pursuit as a quadruple threat: singer, songwriter, actress, and now music executive. Please welcome to the listening room, Shire. How are you doing, Shire?
Hey, how are you? I'm good.
Good.
I'm
Great to
good.
see you
Yes.
today. Great to see you. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I always like to start off my show, like I like to start off my day, with a little bit of gratitude. So today, why don't you go ahead and tell us something you're grateful for today?
Well, I'm grateful for this moment right now. I think this is awesome. I'm happy to be on your platform, being able to talk about, what's going on as far as the work in the business with TV and film. I'm grateful. I mean, we're in LA where the numbers are going high with COVID. I'm grateful we have Skype and we can interview like
Yes.
this. and be safe.
Super cool. And and I didn't
Yes.
realize how far you were away until today. You said, you sent me the picture of the maps thing, and you said, look at how far you're like, this is the drive. And I'm like, dude, let's just Skype this thing. Like, there's no reason for you to drive
Yeah.
all the way down, with all this stuff going on and everything else. So
I still owe you the drive though.
oh no, we got to
Once,
get
I'm coming.
well,
Yeah.
we got to get together and just do some recording. We got to get together and do a
Yeah.
song, and then what I'd love to do is have you get in here also for a live musical performance sometime in the near future here as well. Once this all calms down as well.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And you got to play too.
Oh yeah, what we should do is we should put together a couple tunes. I'll accompany you. I'll back you up on the guitar, and we'll put together some awesome stuff. And that that
Cool.
brings me to my gratitude for today. I'm very happy and grateful for music. For being able to share music with those closest to me, those I love, and you know what, really, to be honest with you, even further, to be able to share music with people that I don't even really know that well. That's one of the
Yeah.
beautiful things about music is music will join people together. Music will join people together from different worlds. You know how that old saying, like, music soothes the savage beast? Like,
It does.
it's crazy, it
we
soothes.
need it right now.
Yes.
It's so important.
It's
like
so
even
important.
more, right? You're going through things. It's like
Yeah. Did you know that music actually gives you a physical, like a chemical high? Did you know that listening to one of your favorite songs, or a song that you really enjoy, actually gives you actually makes you high? Did you?
that's what? When when you're in a creative process, you're on this high because especially if it's like a new idea or it's a topic that you're really passionate about, and so that makes sense when the magic happens. It's a little high going on.
Totally. And like I can attest to that too, because like there's times, like even now, like I'm 39 years old, and even now, like I'll listen to songs today and songs I've never heard before, and they bring me to tears. And it's just like that. It's that emotional connection with music, and allowing yourself to like receive it too. A lot of people, they listen to music and because of everything, maybe because of things that are going on in the world or things that are going on in their lives, they're not able to let it in so much sometimes. You know what I mean? And just being able to allow that
there's
in.
a lot of there's a lot of distractions in your everyday life that could cause you to be in certain type of funk. But the beauty in music is that it can reel you back into a great memory or a happy place.
You're so
Or
right.
sad. Maybe you want to cry. Maybe you just want to let it out. But music is that powerful.
Totally, in a huge way, and like it's totally nostalgic in that like you can listen to a song or an album that maybe you listened to, when you were 18, 19. I know for me, like CDs were big when I was in my late teens and early 20s. So when I was driving around in my truck, I would always have like the same CD in my truck for like 18 months. And so when you hear those songs that you used to drive around to when you were 18 years old, it literally takes you back in time. There's this nostalgic aspect to music, and today I'm so happy and grateful for music.
Yes, very and therapeutic. Man.
Absolutely, in a huge way. I always like to say on the show here that it's paramount. It's of paramount importance to stay active in your own mental and emotional health. And I find that just acknowledging the things you're grateful for is a great way to do that. Is to stay active in your mental and emotional health, and not just rely on the outside circumstances to be good for you to feel good. It's because it's a practiced art feeling good when things necessarily aren't good. So I invite you all out there listening to talk about the things you're grateful for. Constantly acknowledge them. Write them down. Tell them to your loved ones. Things along those lines. And that's one of the best ways. So acknowledge your gratitudes, guys. Acknowledge your gratitudes, and I invite you to consider to do it anyway. And I know it's not all that. I know it's not always that easy. But yeah, so.
But you know what? It helps to remind yourself.
Huge.
You have to, because you get lost into what's going on in the world, and that moment when that particular, whatever it takes, you know what I'm saying? So put on your playlist and change. You can really fix your whole energy within that moment. It's like within seconds.
100% correct. You
yeah.
can literally change your biochemistry and feel better inside your body by doing what you said, bringing yourself to a place through music, bringing yourself to a place through gratitude, bringing yourself to a place through the positivity of what you create inside, as in opposition to what is outside of you, and waiting for something to make you happy. So well, guys out there, if you have any questions for Shire during the interview, feel free to go ahead and throw them up in the comment section, and we'll go ahead and address them. But that intro for you, it's very extensive. You've done so much in your life, and reading it myself, I had some questions for you, Shire. When I was young, I always wanted to be an entertainer, and I didn't really get into entertainment until I was 16 years old. I really started playing music and started getting into acting around 16, 17. And what was it like for you to essentially live a dream of some kids, is to like be an entertainer as a child? What was that like for you? I mean, and how did that really come about?
Well, I would say first my family structure. My grandmother sang opera, so I would always hear her singing. And she used to tease me all the time because I didn't have it, what's amazing. I have a strong voice now, but I worked on it. It was one of those things, like I heard her at church and my aunties, and I'm like, I want to be like that. And then when I watched the movie, it was actually The Color Purple. And when I heard that sing, that "Speak, Lord, speak to me," I was like, I want to sing with that much conviction and passion. And it drove me to competition.
No kidding. So
taking classes.
Wasn't that correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't that Tata Vega that did the songs on that soundtrack, The Color Purple? Wasn't she the one who sang the song?
I don't know.
I actually got to meet her at Alan Abraham. She was nominated for, I think she might have won a Grammy for that, actually.
She should.
I'm almost positive that she did for that album, actually. And it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was actually in the gospel category and not the movie soundtrack category that year.
Oh, yeah.
And I may be mistaken about that, but I know Tata Vega was a gospel singer, and I know that she did most of the main vocals on the soundtrack to The Color Purple. And I only know that because I got to meet her when I was working with Alan Abrahams, who was the music producer for RCA for a while, and he had Tata on his independent label. And I ended up getting to meet her at his house one time. She was such a sweetheart, and just so interesting that you say that's some of the music that just inspired the hell out of you. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
And how old were you when you saw that? I mean, how old were you when you got that kind of inspiration from that?
Well, from that, I mean, I would say around maybe 10, 11,
okay.
But it's because in my household, they played a lot of gospel music growing up. So you're inspired by the Clark sisters. We had the church choir. It was a lot of things that I was into, but my voice was not it was something that I had to work at.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? I knew I wanted the fire. I wanted to, be the loudest voice in the room if I could, but I literally practice all the time.
Well, you're definitely that now.
But what's funny? What's funny though? I actually was not to speed up into my, the record company years, but when I did my girl group, I was a little toned up.
Really?
Which is interesting because I had the feeling, I had the passion, I had the raw soul, but I didn't, I wasn't musically educated in a sense I went to school in a sense of learning to read music or to know, where I fall as far as category of alto, soprano. I didn't know anything. I just wanted to be that girl on the screen just singing and with so much conviction and passion. And it just took a lot of practice. That's the main thing. You have to work at your craft, really work at it.
So interesting to hear that from you, because be completely honest, I was listening to a number of your tunes today, preparing for today's show, and I was singing with some of your tunes, and I was just it's very your voice. Okay, your voice is extremely powerful. You have this just like punch. I mean, this presence to your voice, this timbre that's really unequivocal. Really, it's very awesome, you know. And you have a control, and you have a control over your voice too. But also, what I really appreciate is that you don't overutilize like that grasp over the control that you have. And what I mean by that is you don't just flutter around in range. You smash notes super hard, like these just power notes, and you're just like, oh, you like feel it like all through the song.
I want you to feel it.
Yeah, and then all through that you give, you know, in the right spots, in very tasteful parts, you give these nice little runs and these nice little flutters, you know, from note to note, and you bring in a very tasteful way of how you do things, and it's strong and it's confident. And to hear that you were tone deaf at one point kind of mind blows me. You know what I mean? Like,
well, because it's like, I mean, it's just like with athletes, you know, some of your favorite, I can't name right off because I don't want to butcher anybody's name as far as any basketball players, but you, of course, you know the history of like certain ones that, you know, you were weaker at it in the beginning, but because of your work ethic and everything, you build yourself up to become like this monster at your gift. And I just never stopped trying to, I'm a perfectionist anyway, so I just kept trying to study and learn how to be better.
That's awesome. And am I correct in assuming that studying and learning how to be better and that self-growth hasn't stopped? It's a constant journey, right?
That's right. All the time.
Constant.
And you know, because I'm a songwriter too, so I have to, you know, it's music that I've done and I've learned and I've studied, but you know, someone would say, oh, well, that style may be not outdated, or so you have to learn how to transcend through the times where you give people a little dose of like something that is familiar and has feeling, but then it's also catchy. So it's like I study for multiple reasons different music.
I like that. Yeah. I like that. And yeah, you know what you said about writing catchy music, about you wanting them to be able to, you know, about catchy music. What for you constitutes that? You know what I mean? Because I like. We're gonna show them a song in a second here called "Cold World" that starts off with this strong hook. It just like goes right into it. It's just like pow. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't build up. It's like a slap. It's like a punch in the face. You know what I mean? It's like awesome. So you know, and we're gonna show them that in a second here. But when you write your music, when you think about catchy, you know, what constitutes catchy? Is it the vocal melodies? Is it the music? What are you focused on? Is it the lyrical content, or is it all of the above? I mean, what are we talking about here?
Well, okay, for me, because I come from the root of singing, I'm more of a top line writer. Okay. So I hear melodies all day long. I can sit and freestyle any kind of melody to, even if I just heard it, I can make the melody make sense. Then after that, you know, you got to think about it. I mean, depending on what the song is for, then I analyze on lyrics. But I'm definitely a melody all the way, you know, I'm a freestyler, so.
Nice.
Yeah, melody.
Nice. Melody. It's you know, that's how it starts with a lot of these things. Yeah, I'm just noticing here in the chats, you guys, I had some other stuff up on the screen here, but I'm just noticing here in the chats, Kenny says he says he's been watching Ray as well. Charles King says, looking great, Shire. Looking forward to meeting you soon. Looking forward to meeting you too, Charles. Absolutely. Thank you guys for watching tonight. You guys are awesome. So well, why don't we jump into a little music here? Why don't we go ahead and show them what you can do? Because I'm super excited to show. And then we'll come back and we'll talk a little music. How's that sound?
That's
all right,
awesome.
You guys. Here we go. Cold World by Shire. And this was for Gun Hill, am I correct?
Gun Hill.
All right.
Yes, starring
Lorenz Tate. Awesome. All right.
And the director, Gina Bythewood and Reggie Bythewood.
Excellent. Shout out, you guys. All right, here we go. Here is Cold World by Shire.
I believe you got a kid. Nah, Bert. You got a kid. He's your boy. Yours and Janelle's.
It's a cold, 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 cold world. Yeah. I've been running Trying to keep my balance, walking on a righteous path. Wondering why so many things inside my life is bad. Trying to do what's right, but everything around me's wrong. Starting to lose faith, cause God don't answer when I call. Guess I'm just a victim, struggling to beat the system. My circumstances make me feel I'm trapped in these conditions. Wanna escape, but my reality is cold and vicious. Trying to do the right thing, but does it make a difference?
I'm sitting here alone now, thinking to myself now, thinking how I made it this far without no help now. The streets was my daddy now, the drug game was handed down. Thugs and them hustlers on the corners and the playground. People keep on talking now, talking about a change now, but I'ma keep on walking cause I know about the game now. Mama always told me that people can change, but this life I chose got me locked in these shit. It's a cold, cold, cold world. It feels like I'm forever falling. I can still remember mama's voice calling. It's a cold, 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 cold world. I've been running these streets for so long, been trying to quit the game, but I gotta go on. I tried to make my way out, the streets keep on calling out. Haters try to take me by surprise, but I ignore it now. Money and the fast life, love was a sacrifice. Years taken from me, but I'm holding on for dear life. Pain, got high just to make it through. Many times I thought I'd walk away, but I stayed true. I know you, hoping that I fall. Hating on my grind and you plotting on my downfall. It's a cold, 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 cold world. So it feels like I'm forever falling. Feels like I'm falling. I can still remember mama's voice calling. 'Cause it's a cold, cold, cold world. Ooh, I've been running these streets for so long, been trying to quit the game, but I gotta go on. Oh, oh, oh. So cold. I want you to listen now. Even though the odds are against me, I'm not gonna give up. Don't keep my head up. You haters got me fed up. Though you try to bring me down, you're not gonna control me. This is what the streets show me. Talk is cheap, don't survive. Not the weak. To never trust no one. To live and die by the gun. You tried to break me. You tried to shake. 'Cause it's me against the wall. Only God can touch me. It's a cold, 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 cold world. So cold. It feels like I'm forever falling. Feels like I'm falling. Still remember mama's voice calling. It's a cold, 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 cold world. 'Cause it's so cold. I've been running these streets for so long, been trying to quit the game, but I gotta go on.
This is what I do.
Airtime.
Watch that airtime. Ah.
Can't wait. Let's go, let's go.
All right, and we're back. That was Cold World by Shire.
Yes.
I'm telling you, dude, like that, like what I was saying to while we were listening to the song, I was talking to Shire a little bit here, and kind of reiterating a little bit how much I was impressed with the way you just smash these power notes and run right through them without doing a whole bunch of like running and fluttering, and then you just throw that flutter in the just in the sweet spot. So it just gives you that little, like, your hair is already standing up on your arms hearing those notes, and then like just seriously like hearing that little flutter, it's just like, dude, seriously, come on. Like,
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing that makes like other singers go like, shit, I got a lot of work to do. You know what I mean? Like, you know, for sure. Hey, that's how earlier today I was listening to it, and I'm like, I was walking around the house and I was like trying to like I was like, okay, like these are some real runs, dude. Let me try and like emulate some of these. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
legit stuff. Shannon Penna says your voice is amazing. Nightwalk Productions says love your voice. Charles King says always loved this song. Your stuff is.
It was co-written by some friends of mine from Baltimore. Where a friend, he's in a group called Ruffin.
Okay.
And his name is David Chance. He's amazing. He's incredible.
Wonderful tune. Not just the vocals, which are amazing, but the music itself was very, very catchy, very easily listenable tune. You know what I mean? It's one of those easily palatable songs that's like, oh yeah, this is catchy. Like this could be a hit. You know, this could be a complete hit on the radio everywhere. Everyone's singing. You know, I mean, dude, yeah. Totally digging it. And a couple other tunes we're going to show today too as well are really good. I think, to be honest with you, for what I've heard of yours, I like the first one we just showed. That's my favorite. But
thank you.
We're going to get into some other ones too. So I do have to ask about the voice because everybody's talking about the voice. So let me ask you about the voice. Did it? And I know you said that you had to cultivate it. You know, but did the timbre come natural? When you opened up and sang, was that like power there and you weren't really in key necessarily when you were because you were talking about being possibly tone deaf a little bit? Was the power always there and you just needed to figure out how to rein it in, or did you find that later on too?
Yeah, well honestly it came from doing theater.
Really?
Because I was doing plays. Yeah, so this is like in elementary school, and so I was in these cultural arts programs where they would have like the urban youth. We would take, we would be in dance, we would be in, take improv classes, as well as, singing. So what I did was, because of my passion for singing, I just kept incorporating what they taught me, like speak from your diaphragm. We need to hear you at the back of the auditorium. So you constantly hear that and you learn how to use your voice. And so from that, after that, I had to learn pitch. Okay. But the feeling, was there. And also, I mean, it wasn't like I was singing like awful, like totally like bad, bad key like that. But as far as learning melody, that's what I had to learn in learning being, as far as keys, I had to learn how to duplicate somebody else's melody. Like, so if someone sang something to me, I used to have a problem, like, regurgitating it and giving it back. But that's what took practice, being able to hear something and do it.
Interesting. Now, that's interesting. Maya says her voice is like a smooth glass of Cabernet. Beautiful. She's
woo! I should have had my glasses.
There you go. She says she sounds effortless. Absolutely. That's super cool. I know a lot of people who just sing or who just play instruments for that fact, and do you play instruments? Do you play any instruments? No kidding.
That's the one thing.
So then how do you write your music? Do you just like start with the melody and write a cappella and then have someone else write the music around your melody?
Yes.
No kidding.
I write to track. So, mostly at one point in time, I was trying to learn how to literally like write music and play music, but really produce. I wanted to produce at one point in time, but then I had to get so much more focused on, I was signed at the time. So they're like, focus on becoming a better performer. But I don't write the music. Man, I wish I did. I wish I knew how to play. Piano is what I really wish, and then second guitar.
You know what? It's not out of your grasp of understanding at all. In fact, it's so funny. I don't know how to read music. I never learned music theory. I just taught myself how to play chords on the guitar and learn scales and just kind of I do what I can do, and I understand. What I understand, and I write orchestral music too, but it's because I know what I hear, but I don't know the theory behind what I'm writing. It's just that I know what it is. But you don't necessarily need to see. Here's the thing: a lot of people will feel, and this is kind of this, and I'll say what I'm about to say kind of translates into anything in life. Like, a lot of people think as far as learning an instrument goes, especially like piano or guitar, that it's going to take them years to be to even be able to play anything a little bit, or to be able to have any small understanding of the guitar or the piano. Whereas, really in reality, it really is just a matter of, you know, really a few weeks until you're playing a couple of songs that you like. So all you have to do, I mean, really, you just learn a couple of chords, and then the chord shapes are the same up the piano. Well, they're similar up the piano. So you're like, oh, okay, well, I know these. This is how a chord's created. This is how a major chord is created. This is how I play that. Oh, now I can make that here, 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 and here. You know, and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh, okay, so it's a little easier and clears away the fog. But I found that if you just trust yourself a little bit, and you are super talented, you're super adaptable, obviously, to different forms of entertainment, and you're already musical. So I wouldn't put it past you to be able to pick up the piano and be able to, within a week or two, be playing some of your favorite songs, or just accompanying yourself on basic chords to some of your favorite tunes. You know,
you know what? I take this as that's a sign, because you're right. It's not like I don't know what I want to hear or where it needs to be. It's like I just have to locate it, and then, like you said, practice. Same way I became this singer is the same way I can learn that, so.
Yep, and it's all easily doable. You know, it's all easily doable. Well, let's go ahead and show another one of your tunes. Let's go ahead and show everyone "Broke Down" by Shire. Here we go.
And it was wow.
We'll talk about it as soon as it's over.
He's not the same man I used to know. I'm tortured,
All right, and we're back. That was Broke Down by Shire. And shout out to Corey Grant and Lynette Tichelle too for who else?
Buddha on the editing, he did some great. Look how he edited.
So good.
Phenomenal.
My mom's on here. She says nice.
Hi, Mom.
That's awesome. No, good. Hey, New Breed says one of the most talented people on earth. Ray says her voice is literally addicting. My mom liked it too, obviously. Let me see. Let me check in. Let's check in real quick with Miss Daisy and see what Miss Daisy thought about that. I gotta. My co-host is my dog, my pit bull. So I cut to her just now.
Too cute.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. Ray says, I want an autograph. Well, next time when she comes down to do some recording down here, Ray, and she comes down to do a live performance next time, I'll make sure you get that autograph, Ray. That'll be awesome. So, actually, let's go ahead and come back out of that. All right. So now, let's move on to what you've been doing recently here. So recently, you jumped onto Pump, okay, and you got on with Corey.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your role with that show. And I don't mean just the music. I mean, I know you did a little cameo too. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about kind of what Pump's all about and what your role with Pump was?
Okay, so with Pump, I'm music supervisor, which is like an amazing thing for a creative person like myself because, in my journey, I must say that certain people in certain positions may overthink some of the material that you have, or maybe they're geared towards something else because of other political reasons. But to be able to, work with my good friend, Corey Grant, work with Lynette Tichelle, and be able to provide sound, they got it when I first did their first project with them, which was Illicit. And it started from one song I wrote to, hey, we need another one. Hey, we need another one. And I just kept, feeding them good music and going in and working. And from that, they saw, what I was capable of doing. They also know the relationships that I have, from having deals before. So it was easy to facilitate being a music supervisor on the Pump TV show because, I was able to get artists as well as myself, to feature on certain songs. And you, how could we forget you? Come on, Eddie.
Well, I was stoked to get that call. Let's put it that way. Corey called and Corey and you both called and said, hey, we could use a couple of your tunes, and I shot you over my library, and I was very blessed to be able to be called upon, to work on the project. And I'll be honest with you, Corey was on last week actually, and I asked him because I nerded out a little bit being part of a project that Michael J. White is on, because I'm a martial artist. I've grown up studying martial arts my entire life. My father's a 10th degree black belt in 2 different arts, and we were always fans of Michael J. White as far as as far as his martial artist prowess goes. And then, he was also played one of my favorite comic book characters of all time, which was Spawn in the 90s, which was a fantastic movie. And I kind of nerded out about that. I kind of had to ask Corey a little bit about some stuff about Michael J. White, working with him, and having some songs on a project with Michael J. White was pretty big for me. I was really, I thought that was awesome. And then just to kind of work, again with Corey, know that there's some future projects in the works with you and Corey, and some other stuff going on as well. Really makes me happy, and knowing that we're going to be able to kind of move forward and do some stuff here in the future. By the way, you guys, Pump, go check out Pump, you guys. Urban Flicks TV, you guys, right now. In fact, let's go ahead and check out the trailer for Pump, which was directed by Corey Grant, Big Riff first AD, Chavez behind the scenes Riff doing it. So all you guys who worked on Lost Coast too, who are still on that thing, love you guys. So let's check out Pump real quick, and then let's come on back and talk a little bit about how you got in touch with Corey here. So let's go ahead and check out Pump.
Hello, Pumpers. Here's the latest with Crazy Jim in Inglewood. Pumps, very own Sean Ford made it to the big leagues. Your boy came up.
You want to be the best you can be? Then power punch him.
Celebrity trainer Sean Ford's fitness empire is in jeopardy.
Did it ever occur to you that you needed to have supplements thoroughly tested before selling them to the public?
No, I tested them.
No, you didn't.
So you're not here to get your job back?
I'm Sean Ford. I single-handedly kept the lights on at QVC.
And now you're back here.
People love a great comeback story.
And pumpers, pull out your popcorn, because it's going to be one hell of a ride.
You all almost watched us the gym today. The gym.
All right, we're back. That
wasn't that
right.
amazing?
No, it looks. It's seriously, it's so rad. So go check it out, you guys, on Urban Flicks TV right now. So yeah. So how did you? So real quick. Before we get into actually how you got in with Corey, let's talk a little bit about music supervision here, and what your role is with that, and kind of what your goal is moving forward with music supervision.
Well, I have to say, I have my mentor and my partner, which is Charles
right here.
King.
He says the last tune we listened to broke down. He said, "This is my personal favorite." He says, "This is the one that was on the Fox TV show Shots Fired, starring Sana Lathan." Awesome. Sanaa.
Yeah, Sanaa.
Sanaa Lathan. You know, it's so funny. I've seen that name and never knew how to pronounce it.
Beautiful Sanaa Lathan.
High Waves on here just puts a huge heart and a bunch of exclamation points on it. Absolutely loving your stuff. Absolutely. They're absolutely loving your stuff, Shire. Gotta come on.
Thank you. Oh, but yeah, the music supervision, you know, I'm very stoked to get into this side of things. Like I said, I have my mentor. I have, you know, relationships with so many talented artists like yourself, producers, songwriters. And it's just, it feels good to be able to, you know, pay it forward and give people the opportunity that, you know, I wanted when I didn't, you know.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you write all these songs and you record and you're just hoping that someone will get it.
Hoping that some platform,
like literally
hoping it'll be put out somewhere, you can figure it out. Yeah, absolutely.
So I feel good about the fact that I can, you know, move things through the projects that I work on, through the opportunities like working with Corey and Lynette. And, you know, it just feels good to embark on this and be able to create for content, especially in a climate like this where we have so many shows, you know, it's so many shows. We're on lockdown, we're watching TV, we're watching movies. And it just feels good to be on this side of things, but still do my art and still sing and still
That's awesome.
write.
You know, it's super important to be able to, you know, it's funny, you positioned yourself in a very good spot. You know, a lot of people, you know, I've talked to a few of my old, a few of the other guests on the show about exactly this and about having a direction with what you're doing and being smart about where you put yourself, who you put yourself around, and then allowing yourself to be used as maybe a conduit for that kind of abundance for others. You know, and I think that's huge. And one of the things that I think that will do in anyone's life, if they put an effort forward to help others, and really to be and from what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, what I'm hearing is like that's the bottom line. Like you want to help other people who may have not had the opportunities that we once could have could have really helped our careers, and now you want to allow yourself to be a platform to help up and coming artists to really be heard and have their music be put on to other things and just simply help others. Is that correct? Okay, so that's
correct. I mean, because it's definitely helping others, and you know, I can't disregard, you know, all of the talented people that I've come across, you know, like all these years, and not see an opportunity if I have an opportunity to give them. It's just the same thing that I wanted. I want to give it back. Like I said, pay it forward, and there's content out here that needs to be for music.
Oh yeah, huge.
So you know. Yeah, so I feel like even though, you know how you said in the beginning, that you know, we all started out wanting to be these big stars, and you know, we still do want to be. Don't get it twisted, but but we started out wanting to do this. But you know, the journey, all of this is a part of the journey that has built me. I feel like built me to be where I am now, and it gave me a different insight as far as like how I can apply all the things I've learned through the journey.
I like that. And and what that's all doing, you know, in what you're doing for others universally makes room in your life personally for more positivity and abundance. You do realize that, right? Like, you're not just, I mean, by helping others, you're like universally and mathematically creating a void in your life of positivity for the universe to fill. That's what you're doing. You're literally giving. You're giving of yourself. You're allowing yourself a space in your life to instead of just be self. You know, instead of just work for self, you're actually putting your energy into helping others. And what's that done? Let's just analyze it for a second. Like, you've done music supervision for, you know, television, film, all kinds of stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, what has started off as you really wanting to help other people has really put you into a position of positivity, of receivership. You know, you're receiving things that you love to do. I mean, what better kind of cycle of life to create for yourself of positivity than that? You know what I mean? And really, you know, you're achieving that by making your goal and your job helping other people. It's just dope. You know what I mean? Like, at a base level, that's like, that's one of the coolest things you could possibly be doing, you know? Absolutely. I totally love that. So let's jump, why don't you tell me too, because I am actually interested now, because I had Corey on last week. I've known Corey for, you know, almost a decade now, and how did you guys meet? I mean, where'd you guys come across each other? What happened?
Well, actually, it was through Cisco. So, you know, part of that, I don't think we talked about it, but I was in a girl group called Lover. I think you did say that, the first female group under Def Soul. But he was doing video. I think he was going to Howard.
Okay, so this is a while ago.
And so, yeah, it was a rapper that was there, and he was shooting videos, I believe, at that time. And then we ran into each other later at a screening for Dysfunctional Friends.
Okay, cool. You know, I did some music on that too, you know? Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow. I was so impressed with the film, and my friend Wesley Jonathan was in it. And
he was one of my favorite parts of that movie, actually.
And
I like him. I like him as an actor. I never got a chance to meet him, but I really enjoy him as an actor.
Oh, he's awesome. But yeah, from that, we met, and I told him, I was like, you know, I think I want to get into TV and film. I knew I had this one song, the song Cold World, that you played, the first one. For Gun Hill, and I was just trying to figure out, because I felt like I was in limbo. I was trying to figure out, like, where do I go with all this talent? You know, I did the girl group thing, I did the solo artist thing under label, you know, and I was just trying to figure out, like, where do I go with it? And I used to always say that my only bullet in the chamber was this placement that I had for the Reggie and Gina Bythewood film, Gun Hill. And when I met Corey, you know, at first I was just trying to find my way, and I was like, I'm going to move to LA. And he's like, once you move to LA, you're going to figure it out. You just need to get here. You know, it was one of those things. He's like, you need to get your butt here if you really are serious about just taking it further, or whether it's acting, whether it's singing, performing, but just get yourself there. And so with the help of my manager, I literally drove here. I did that. I drove, picked up everything and left.
That's crazy. That's cool. Hey, look at you now. You know what I'm saying?
Look, it just made 7 years too. The lucky
Good for
number
you.
7.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, you're accomplishing a lot, and you're continuing to do so. Let's go ahead and check out a little bit more of this media here. So let's take a look at the preview for Illicit, which was also a New Breed Entertainment film, which is one of Corey's movies as well. And you did the entire soundtrack, correct, or the score?
No, I could have. No, I'm just joking.
But you did some of the music for Illicit, correct?
No, I co-wrote. Yeah, I did about almost 10 songs. Well, some of them I.
Oh no, I didn't do all of it. I just did 10 songs. You know what I mean? I just only did 10. No. You know what I mean? Like, and while that may not be all of it, I think that's a lot. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is a lot, but yeah, it was really fun. You know, doing that first project because it just was one after another. You know, we didn't know at the time. You know, I just wanted to work with him. You know, I'm like, I want to work with you. I like your first film. When I saw Dysfunctional Friends, I was like, this is like really like the way he shoots, you know, and the writing, the content. So I was just happy to be a part, and for it to come out the way that it did, it's just extraordinary.
That's cool. Well, let's take a look at the trailer for Illicit, and then we're gonna go ahead and check out Murderer from Illicit, which is one of your tunes from the movie. So let's go ahead and check out the trailer for Illicit.
Sasha Curtis, you are the finest, baddest woman I've ever met before in my life. Please thank whoever is teaching that fitness class you're in for me personally.
Oh, you like? It's called Camera Ready.
Looks like I'm gonna be after 7 o'clock.
Again?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, I need your homework off then.
Is that your wife?
That is my wife and my child.
They're beautiful.
You're a model, aren't you?
No, I'm a wife.
And what happens to our baby girl while you're out there chasing your dreams, Sasha?
This is not just about you, Guy. I'm in this relationship too.
So that's your husband. I think you can do better.
You can fight me if you want. We both know that we both want to be here.
Affairs are like a game of chess. Everyone aiming to capture the queen that isn't theirs. Pawns can seem harmless at first, but they can bring down the whole kingdom, brick by brick.
Go to sleep! Walk over!
You can't get rid of me that easy.
Illicit. Dope. Good one. All right, so where can we watch Illicit right now?
Illicit has actually been on, Tubi.
Oh, it's on Tubi right now?
It's been on a lot of different things.
I got Tubi on my phone.
One night I was asleep. Look, Eddie, one night I was asleep and I was like, wait a minute, I hear myself. And then when I looked, it came on. So yeah, it's on a lot of platforms. Forgive me for I should know the first platform. New Breed is in there, so they may put it in the chat. But Illicit is out there. And it was on BET.
Dope.
BET Her.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nightwalk Production says, on helping others, respect 100%. New Breed says she did all the original songs. Ray asks a question of you and says, who pushed you the most? Also says, well done trailer, and Nightwalk actually said that looks good too. But who did push you the most? Was it like grandma? Was it moms? Charles King. Charles King. I like it. So, hey, there you go.
Yeah. Because right when I wanted to give up, because here's the thing. I did my girl group thing, and then at the end of the girl group, because he was managing all of us, well, not all of us. We were a trio at the time. But when I was ready to just let it go, he was like, nah, you're not doing that. You know, what are you talking about? You know, keep pushing forward. So that's awesome. So all right. So when are we gonna get Charles on the show? Charles, when are you gonna come sit down? When are you gonna come sit down and join me, or get on Skype with me and do a remote? Actually, we should talk, man. Let's get a date in here in the next couple of weeks. Actually, if you're cool with that. Corey says he says it was on BET, Amazon, and iTunes, and then he says, "Y'all know this is me, right?" It's like, yeah, I know this is you, Corey. Like, I didn't think it was anybody else, but yeah, for sure. Shannon says, I definitely need to see that. So yeah, and Ray also says well done trailer as well.
So yeah, digging it, absolutely. So let's go ahead and check out one of the songs you did for Illicit. This is one of the tunes, and this song is called "Murderer."
It actually was directed by Riff.
By who?
I think,
By
yeah.
Big Riff?
Riff.
No kidding.
Big Riff, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, let's check out. Let's check this one out. Here we go. This is called "Murderer" by Shire.
I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would feel this way. You broke me down to total submission like 50 Shades of Grey. I'm so wrapped up in your world, handcuffed to you, who's you set the bar, and I can't complain. You're nothing but a murderer. You hunt me down to possess me, control me with the heat of your gun. You killed my body deep inside me. You original gangster, how you stole my love. When pleasure meets pain, yeah. Look, I'm so lost for words. Lost for words. How many times can I let it off like this, boy? I'm so damn way. I'm so caught up in your spell. Your black magic release me from myself. Such an indica high. I'm so wrapped up in your world, wrapped up in the rules I can't get by. You're nothing but a murderer. You hunt me down to possess me, control me with the heat of your gun. You killed my body deep inside me. You original gangster, how you stole my love. You stole my love. You're sexing me crazy, got me begging for more. Got my body screaming, yes, yes, yes. So caught up in your spell. Crazy about you. You're nothing but a murderer. You hunt me down to possess me, control me with the heat of your gun. You killed my body deep inside me. You original gangster, how you stole my love. You stole it. Nothing but a murderer.
Music's done. We're back. All right. And we are back. That was "Murderer" from Shire. That was for the movie Illicit, right?
Yes.
Correct. Awesome. That was super cool. So, Shire, it's been so wonderful having you on the show today. Are you going to be able to come back pretty soon and do a live music performance when all this kind of cools down?
Absolutely. We have to do. We're going to do something together.
I would look forward to that.
Like music feel.
Let's.
Or even I love this song "Us." That's on Illicit. Like dreams do, they do come true. Manifested in you, you're my babe. You know, you can play the guitar.
Love that. I'll come
So
up with some super dope mellow guitar. I mean, I just gotta play the chords, but I'll be very tasteful with it, and it'll just be like, almost be like you're sitting in like a jazz club late at night with like just a single guitar player and a single singer with like one little spotlight and just like banging them out. You know what I'm saying? Something real cool like that. So Charles King says next time you do it in the when you come in the studio, he says he'll come in with you. Okay. And Maya says gorgeous lower register. I thought that too. You have a very, you have a, like we were talking about that power, and that leads to a deeper timbre than a lot of female singers have, which is like I said, I think that leads for a lot of power. Really does.
Yeah, I kind of like I kind of label it like voiceover singing. If you give me an idea of what you have a feel of, I've been able from, like I said, practicing when they told me I was tone deaf. I said, I'm going to learn how to be able to duplicate anything. And it got me to the point that now, I mean, I can duplicate different registers, tones.
Love that.
I
love that. That's not easy to do. Ray says, no lies, she needs to come back on. I am totally digging it. That is super rad, and she will be back soon, you guys. So real quick, I just want to throw a quick shout out to Dan Ringy, the first AD on A Fatal Affair with Omar Epps and Neil Long, which released today on Netflix, July 16th. So go check that out. Again, A Fatal Affair with Omar Epps and Neil Long, which released today on Netflix. Go check that out. My buddy Dan Ringy was the first AD on that. So wanted to let everyone know. Go check out that movie tonight. I know what I'm going to be doing. Grab some dinner and sit down and check that one out. And
me.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are super amazing. Join me tomorrow night for Mike D, our musical guest tomorrow night, you guys. And any questions and feedback, or if you would like to be a guest on The Listening Room, contact me at thelisteningroomlive@gmail.com. And huge thanks to my guest Shire tonight. Huge thanks to you guys for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. And my name is Eddie Booze. If you want to have some fun and get to know some great artists, tune in every weeknight at 6:30 right here on The Listening Room. See you guys tomorrow night. Thank you all. Love you all. Thanks for being a part of The Listening Room tonight. My name is Eddie Booze. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications, and give the video a like. We'll see you guys every Monday through Friday right here at 6:30. Take care.